Those are looking for opportunity. And then lastly, we can't do what we do without your support. This is one of the most supportive communities I've ever been a part of, and the word is out. People want to come to Naval Base Ventura County, they want to come to Port Hueneme, Camarillo, and all of Ventura County because of the warm welcome that our sailors and their families are receiving. So I have to get a helicopter picture in there. These jets flying around, I got to do that. But, I'll stop there pending your question. Yes, ma'am.
The only thing and maybe I missed it, you didn't talk about submarines. Now, do we not have submarines on the West Coast?
We have submarines on the West Coast, but they're mostly in San Diego and up in Washington State.
Okay.
Because of most of our submarines are nuclear capable,
Yeah.
that requires a very specific infrastructure that we don't have here. So that not part of NBVC specifically.
Okay. I just wondered.
Yeah, the incredible capability that again we're leading in the world in our capabilities in some ways. Yes, sir.
As the population on the base is growing, are you getting any sense from the folks that are coming about the community, gee, I wish we had this kind of business locally, or things that they perceive as shortfalls that they would like to see in the local infrastructure in terms of business in particular?
I want to tell you two things that I am continuing to try and understand. Education is a big deal. Families, when they move here, we look at, right or wrong, everybody looks at that API score. And as someone who was a high school senior, I know there's more to schools than that API score. But if you're moving to a new area, that's what you look at. So that's why I think the partnerships are so important. I reached out to Stan Mantooth last week, and we're going to look at trying to equate what military kids are going through and some of their API scores, and then how we can help some of the schools with either increased partnerships or tutoring to help get those scores up, because I think it has an effect on whether people move here, families move here, or sailors decide to become what we call geographic bachelors. They'll leave their families in San Diego or Norfolk and then just come here for a couple of years. So that's one thing. And then employment opportunities. We hear consistently that, well, my wife's got a great job in San Diego and we don't want to come up here. Well, great jobs in Ventura County too. You just have to give us a chance to do that. So tying spouses when they move here and families to local opportunities, job opportunities, is something that we really want to focus on too, and getting that word out. Again, tremendous community support, but making it easier for folks to understand the economics of the area, and getting jobs for spouses is something that I think we can do a little bit better on. So those are big challenges, but I think we can work on them together. Yes, sir.
You mentioned the 8-month deployments. What's the intended home port period?
Well, it's different. So for the CV units, it's different. And for some of the carrier strike groups, it's different. So it really depends. There's talk about taking an aircraft carrier offline. These are significant challenges. Last year, an entire carrier strike group did not sail from Norfolk. So about 5 or 6 ships, 6,000 people, they trained up to deploy. Because of sequester, there was not enough money, and they did not deploy. And that's what caused some of this ripple effect. So they didn't deploy, they stayed home, didn't have the money for maintenance, so which ships can deploy? So to answer your question, it's different for carrier strike groups, it's different for the smaller ships, the destroyers and the cruisers, and it's even different for CVs. Some of the things the CVs are going through is, I'm a big proponent of CVs, having served with them in Afghanistan and seeing their capabilities. But now as we start to diminish, the question is, so, what do CVs do for us? Let's trim the force in terms of CVs, because we're just worried about ships being deployed, right? Again, my personal opinion, it's short-sighted. We've always needed CVs. We've seen that throughout our history, and they are our ambassadors deployed. They are the guys and gals who are on the ground in very, very remote locations that interface with local populations, building those schools, building those clinics. But now we're talking about really the the CB units here serving the Pacific. Before they were, a CB unit here could go to Afghanistan, as they have. Now we're looking at them just focusing on the Pacific theater, bringing in some of the reserves, as I mentioned. So we're really looking at innovative ways to capitalize on the force. So, can I answer your question? Okay. Yes, sir.
Captain, what's the latest status of the stateside commissaries?
Well, I know what you know, in terms of what's been in the press. Commissaries are expensive. There's been lobbying efforts to kind of get rid of commissaries for a long time. I think it's clear that the ones overseas have a better chance of surviving, but there's talk of increasing the small percentage of the commissaries charge, or even doing away with the less efficient commissaries. So efficiencies and the search for efficiencies is across the force in every business line that we have. I don't have any more insight than what you've already read, but I love the commissary. I shopped there. As a matter of fact, I shopped there yesterday, and they're a great benefit for our family. So the conversation is, okay, if you take that benefit away, what's it worth? Are we going to get something else for the sailors then to compensate for what they lose from the commissary in exchange? Okay. Thank you very much. I'll stay around for questions if you have.
I have to say, two things. First of all, I think my mother would be horrified that I've lost my manners. And the second thing is that when you're out of your routine, you forget certain things. So my apologies for not doing proper introductions at the beginning. So I'm back up a second and take a minute to acknowledge some of the other dignitaries in the room. We have Mayor John Sharkey from the city of Port Hueneme, City Council Member Doug Reeves, and Member Sylvia Munoz-Shaw. We also have with us this morning from Congresswoman Julia Brownley's office, Sandra Delgado, and from Assemblyman Jeff Burrell's office, Ms. Amanda Brogy. Honored today, we also have Harbor Commissioner Mary Ann Rooney, and Arlene Fraser from the Harbor Commission also. And the list just grows. Former Mayor of City of Port Hueneme, Tony Vellante. Former Mayor, City Council Member Orving Carpenter. Former Mayor Pro Tem Jim Daniels. And I'm quickly scanning the room, and I think I've got all of the electeds and past electeds. I'd like to recognize a couple of my board members, Mr. Chuck Morgan and Marissa Vanderwick from the Holiday Inn Express. And thank you again, Captain Vasquez. Your talk this morning. Okay. Your talk this morning tied into some really key points that I recently heard at a chamber executive conference last week, talking about the importance of education in our community, the importance of having the community, the business community, tied to both education and to our residential community, and how do we all work together. And certainly Naval Base Ventura County and the leadership of Naval Base Ventura County plays a key role in that, along with all of the community and civic leaders that we have here in the room today. So thank you for helping drive home some points that I think we all know, but we all kind of stop in our own certain place and go, how do we connect them all together? And it's through times like this where we can kind of get those brainstorms and those little nuggets of information of what can I go back and take and make effective in my area. So thank you very much for that.
Tracy,
A couple of,
just let everybody know this, everything will be in the archives on Katie, the whole presentation.
I certainly will, thank you, Bob. So thank you for reminding me of that, but yes, the message this morning was videotaped by KADY-TV and will be available online so you can review it. You can share it with your friends, and we will be posting it up on our Facebook page a little bit later. Next week, what's going on with the Chamber? Next week on Friday evening is our annual Community Awards dinner, where we will be recognizing our Citizen of the Year, Business Person of the Year, along with Military Persons of the Year and other city employees and firefighters and police officers. So there's still time to be registered for that event if you have not already. I know several of you throughout the room have already RSVP'd, and we're looking forward to sharing that evening with you. We've got pre-registration forms for our next breakfast. I didn't want to let the cat out of the bag yet because I don't want to let anybody down, but I guarantee you that you will not be remiss. And anybody member who registers today and pays for the registration gets the low chamber price of $15. So just something else to consider. Do you want to give everybody an opportunity to introduce themselves so we all know all who's in the room? So we'll go ahead and we're going to start in the back on the right-hand side. So Suzanne.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Suzanne Shobum, and I support the mission of Damsel in Defense. The mission of the company is to equip, empower, and educate with personal protection products such as stun guns, pepper spray, and security on-the-go products. So let me know if you have any loved ones, friends, or family members that need to be ready in case of emergency.
Hi, my name is Francine Castanon. I am the Mary Kay rep here at the Chamber, along with some of my other fellow Mary Kay reps. I am a former Army veteran, U.S. Army Quartermaster, a 77 Fox with 88 mics, if you want to know what I'm talking about. I'm also a homeless commissioner for the city of Oxnard, and I'm also running for the Oxnard School Board. So, Captain Velasquez, I will be talking with you about education soon. Thank you.
Steve Brown with Gold Coast Transit.
John Sharkey, Airport Wayne.
Jose Esparza with 5x5 Networks. We're an IT and consulting and broadband wireless company.
Dan Delgado with Congresswoman Julia Brown's office.
Hello, Mary Ann Rooney, President of the Board of Harbor Commissioners and great collaborators with the Navy.
Tony Valenti, retired government employee.
Hi, good morning. I'm Amanda Brogy. I'm with Assemblyman Gorell's office. Captain Vasquez, thank you so much for your presentation today. And I was going to raise my hand and be rude and ask Tracy to remind everyone that Assemblyman Gorell will be emceeing the awards installation event a week from Friday. So come out and see us. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Ken Wise from the Channel Islands Maritime Museum. I'd just like to invite you all. We just had a ceremony last weekend where we dedicated 2 big whales out in front of the museum that were made by two of the members. We have a little garden out in front that's educational geared for the kids. And we also have added some new paintings, including one by one of the founders of the Impressionist movement. His name was Bodine. So we now have an Impressionist, early Impressionist seascape painting. So I'd just like to invite you out to enjoy what we have. Thanks.
I'm Debbie Gadbois of Web Weavers Consulting, and I make it easy for you to have a professional website and keep in touch with all your peeps. Thank you.
Bernadette McDowell, City Librarian at the Ray D. Pruder Library, which is a branch of the Ventura County Library. Check out our website at vencolibrary.org.
Arlene Fraser, I'm a Harbor Commissioner, plus I'm also with the Friends of the Port Hueneme Library, supporting the education in the community, and also Navy League, Channel Islands, supporting the military families and a lot of support throughout the community, and also an employee of one of the shipping companies in the area.
Bob Quinn, I'm a retired Navy, representing the Navy League, the CB Museum, and about 15 other groups.
Another government.